Hey guys, so today we will have fun with the Mimeophon for Make Noise, and of course I will use also VCV Rack. First of all because, well, I love it, it's great, you should also give it a try, but also because it's available for everyone to use, and there will be a link in the description to the patch we will build today, and you can download it, explore it, build on it, and have a closer look at what's going on there exactly. And this will also allow me to concentrate on the Mimeophon without too many cables in the way or modules that are out of the screen. So let's start with looking at what we are dealing with. Like Make Noise named it, the Mimeophon is a sound repeater, which can get really interesting in all sorts of ways. So we have a stereo module that can also work with mono signals, and let's really send already something to it. I have here the expert slippers ES3 and ES6, so I can send signals in and out of VCV Rack. So let's add a voice, and we will start with Energy, which is a really nice ring modulation oscillator from the Geodesics collection. And we will create a sequence, hopefully it will be also nice. I will use the SEC3 from VCV, which looks like this. We will run it with the multiplied clock, area clock multiplied by 4. Let's randomize it also, and we will set a 7-step sequence. Very nice. I will send the first row, first of all, to a VCA. This one will be also from VCV. This one here, because I will want to attenuate it a bit so I can control the range of the sequence. Let's set it to about, let's say 20%, close it to about 20%. From there, let's send it to a quantizer, and I will use Quantum from ML, which is a really nice quantizer. Let's set a scale. I will go with D, F, A, and B flat. Let's send a signal first to the VCA, and then to Quantum, and then to the volt per octave input of Energy. And let's have a quick listen just to see how it sounds like. Okay, so this is the oscillator. Now Energy has a built-in VCA with a slight slew, something similar to a Vectral on a low-pass gate. So we can use the gate output of the sequencer directly. So let's send the gate output to the, in this case it's called the multiply input. And let's change the gates a bit. I will go with 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. And let's listen to this. Oh yeah. Let's change just the pitch just a bit so it's not so high. Maybe we can even close the VCA a bit more. Okay, very nice. Now let's utilize the ring modulation part of Energy and change the tuning of each oscillator inside Energy. So first of all, I will change the routing so I can tune each oscillator separately, and then I will activate the fifth and octaves mode. So I change the, let's listen to this again. I will change the tuning by fifth and octaves. Oh yeah. Oh, here it was really nice. Very nice. Now if you want to know more about Energy, I will put a link in the description to a video I made about it. And now that we have this, let's disconnect it from the mixer and let's send it to the Mimeophon and look at a few of the controls we have. So I will send the oscillator. In my case it will be input 16, and you can already see that I have it out of here. And let's send this to the Mimeophon. Oh yeah. Very nice. So now we have Energy going to the Mimeophon, and the first thing what we have is the mix control, so we can bring in as much of the process sound as we want, of course. Oh yeah, let's take this down. Oh yes. So all the way to the right we have 100% Mimeophon, all the way to the left 100% Energy. Very nice. Then we have the zone and rate controls, with which we can set the distance or time between each repetition, and the zone will be coarse control and the rate will be fine control. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very nice. Now we also have something really cool here. We have this Q button. And when it's activated, the rate control will set different intervals for each channel. So for the left channel, for the right channel. So we have a nice stereo image. Oh yeah. And of course we can set the amount of repetition with the repeats knob. And can go all the way to crazy. Oh yeah. Okay, now we can also sync the Mimeophone with the clock. We have here a clock input. So let's use the clock from VCV Rack. I will send let's use the same clock, the multiplied by 4. We'll use it to send it to input 15. And you can see I have it out of here. So let's take a nice cable and send this to the clock input. Oh yeah. Now when we sync the Mimeophone, the rate control will change between divisions and multiplications of the clock. Oh yes. Okay, now before we continue, let's change the sound of energy even more by using the two other rows of the sequencer to modulate the FM amount of energy. So let's send row 2 to the first CV input of the FM amount. Oh yeah. Oh man. Now I also want energy to be a bit snappier, so let's use an AD envelope and a tech decay envelope instead of the gates, and I will use the one from Nischi. So let's use the gates to the envelope generator. Oh man. And this will go back to energy. Very nice, so now we have something snappier. Oh man, this sounds nice. Okay, now we can also modulate the decay time of the envelope. So let's use another sequencer. I will use the ADDR from Bog Audio. And in the right click menu, we can set the range. So let's set it to 0 to positive 1 volts. Let's run it with the same multiplied clock. Let's randomize the sequencer and set it to an 8-step sequence. So the sequences will not sit exactly together and the modulation will change. And now we'll use this to modulate the decay time. Oh man. Okay, now back on the Mimeophone, we have the halo control. So we can smear the edges of the repeats like ripples in a pond and have a reverb-like effect. Oh yeah. So this is just the wet signal, without, and then with. Oh yeah. And of course we can modulate this. It has also a CV input, and the signal we have to use should have a range of 0 to positive 5 volts. So let's go back to VCV and we will use sample and hold. I will use the one from Bog Audio. Very nice. And again, in the right click menu we can change the range, so I will choose 0 to positive 5. Let's trigger it with the same multiplied clock. And let's send this to the Mimeophone. Again, in my case, it will be 14. And you can see it's already coming out of here. Oh yes, oh yes. I will take another cable and send this to the CV input of the halo. Let's go all wet. Oh yeah, and of course this will add modulation or add voltage to what we set here. So this will be the starting point. Oh yes, okay, let's go back to VCV and add another voice. I will use Basil from Vult and also Slap. So Basil is the oscillator and Slap will be VCA, an envelope generator, all in one. So let's send Basil to it and then to the mixer. Very nice. Now let's first of all tune this to D, because this is the scale we have now. So I have here Hot Tuna from Nischi, which is a tuner, really handy. So let's tune this quickly to D. We have C3, C sharp 3, and then D. Something like this. Very nice. Now let's use a clock divider. I will use the one from Autodaffe. And by the way, all the modules I'm using today are available for free. So again, you can download this patch and use it. Now, let's use the gate output of the sequencer to the clock divider. And this will create a variation of the rhythm we already have. So let's use the divided by 2 clock. Oh yeah, let's change. No sustain, maybe lower decay. Let's lower the octave also. Oh yeah. Okay, now let's modulate the decay time of this envelope. So I will use the second section here of the sample and hold again with the same clock, going to the decay time. Oh yeah, and let's also use the same signal also to modulate the oscillator itself. So the brighter tones will have longer decay, so let's do this. Open that inverter all the way. Oh yes, now if you go back to the Mimeophon, we have also color control. So the to the left, the repeats will, or the repeated voices will get darker. Oh yeah. And here we have a sort of a starting point, and to the right or above this point it will get brighter. Oh yeah. We can also play the repeats in reverse by clicking the flip button. Oh yeah. And another really nice feature is the hold function, which will freeze the repeats. And with the repeats control, when the hold is active, we can scan through the buffer. So let's freeze it. And now we can scan through the buffer with the repeats. Oh yeah. You can go really granular on this also. Oh man. Oh yes. And of course we can also modulate everything. But first of all, let's add a nice hi-hat in VCV, and I will use Tremor 2 from Volt, again Volt. So let's trigger the noise section with the multiplied clock. Let's send this to the mixer, raise the level a bit. Oh yeah. Let's change the sound, let's change this to high pass. Maybe some more resonance. Oh yes. Oh man. Okay, let's modulate this. Let's modulate the decay time with another sample and hold. So let's use another one from Borg Audio, and this time I will use 0 to positive 10 volts, which is already set for us. Really nice. So let's modulate the decay time with the same clock and to the CV input, and assign this CV input to the decay time and open that inverter. Oh yeah. Let's also modulate the panning of this voice, which is here. Oh yeah. Oh man. Let's add also a nice steady kick. So again in Tremor, I will use the main clock to trigger the kick section or the bass drum section, and this will go to the mixer. Oh yeah! Oh man! Oh yes, okay, so now let's modulate the flip, for example. So let's go back to VCV and we will use branches from mutable instruments. In VCV it's called the Bernoulli Gate from audible instruments. I will use a divided clock by 2. And let's send this to the Mimeophone, in my case 13. You can see it's coming out of output 4. And this will modulate or trigger the flip function. Oh yeah! Oh man, alive! Okay, by the way, I have the Mimeophone going through VCV Rack, but it's not going through any effects or processing. All what you hear is the Mimeophone itself. And of course, there are many more things we can do with the Mimeophone. There will be at least one more video like this, but I think it's enough for today. Let me know in the comments if you like to see more videos like this with other toys also. As I said before, there will be a link to the VCV patch, so you can have a closer look and develop it further. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you enjoy what I do, consider becoming a Patreon. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and have a good one.